15 seconds. Welcome into Jersey Chasers, everyone. We are your hosts, Christy and Autumn. Thank you for tuning in to us here on Inside Edge Network. Christy, how was your
Yo.
weekend? I'm gonna give us some
So
background music a little bit.
all
A
right,
little
cool.
background
All right, yeah,
music.
don't scare me. Um, no, the weekend was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm like thinking, oh my God, there's gonna be like porn music playing in the background. Where is it?
You hear it?
I don't hear.
There it
Okay,
is.
I hear it now. Okay, it's our opening song. But anyway, weekend was pretty decent. Had to go to Fort Lauderdale Monday and Tuesday for sales school for my new job. Um, which I think I'm actually going to be able to close a deal or two by the end of next week, hopefully, because Mama needs to make some money. Um,
Yay.
but the kids came over with the grandbabies, and I got to make my precious little Oakley giggle and laugh and smile so big. It's just, oh my, it's the most precious thing. And then, of course, Maya's sitting there telling me that I'm the greatest and how much she loves me. So she's like making me all emotional and cry. So, I mean, like, uh, Monday and Tuesday really sucked for me, but my grandbabies just made it all better. How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. I got to attend the lovely Inside Edge network meeting. It was our
The
first
meeting.
network meeting.
Yeah,
Yes,
how'd that go?
yes.
I wasn't there because I don't live up there.
Yeah, because you live in Florida. But it went really, really well. It went great. Got to meet all the guys. I was the only girl there, but
Yeah, I was gonna
hey,
say all the guys.
yes. We're the only ladies on the network. Speaking of Inside Edge Network, guys, please support Inside Edge Network by liking, subscribing, and following us on social media at Inside Edge Net. That is where we're at.
Yeah.
We are your digital leader for sports, entertainment, and mental health because we have a plethora of shows. Also, we got an Inside Edge Net merch store. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com, our website, for the latest information on, of course, your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, we have a merch shop. You have polos, t shirts, jackets, hats, bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports us as independent artists.
Yeah, because we don't make any money off of this.
No, we're doing this for the love of the game, people.
Yes, for the love
But
of talking.
yes, for the love of yapping, we love, 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 love
And
to
something
yap.
that we did find out about this meeting is we're going to change up our format just a little bit. We're going to bring you
Yeah.
guys some commercials, like a little bit of a break from us talking. Um,
Hmm.
so we're gonna try it out for the first time tonight. We're not used to doing what other people tell us to do, so it's gonna be kind of hard.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, this
We
is
usually
gonna
just
be.
wing it.
We've literally just been winging it. But Christy, let's start off
All
with
right. Yes.
some basketball news. It is playoff time. The Cavs advance
Whoop,
to
whoop.
the semifinals. They went 7 games against Toronto. Game 6 was heinous. I was on a live stream here on the network. Um, but they do fall to the Detroit Pistons last night.
Mm.
111 to 110. Have you been watching so far?
Of course, I haven't. I've been doing my schooling and trying to learn my new profession.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been keeping up with the scores, trying to pay as much attention as possible to everything that we talk about. I mean, not just basketball, but I mean, like, even trying to keep up with football and, the social media and the pop culture. And like, I'm trying so hard. I've never I've never done anything like this in my life. So it's in a, 48, it's kind of scary. So I'm diving right in. But the Cavs, they may have lost by 1 point to the Pistons,
Mhm.
but they got plenty of games left, you know?
Yes. It was just
So,
game 1. It was just
yep,
game 1. Luckily, it was just one
lots
game.
of time for me to watch.
Yes, there's lots of time for you to catch up. But I wanna talk about, another NBA player. I don't know if you know about this, but Jaylen Brown. He plays for the Boston Celtics. He was probably their best player this year, and he goes on his stream and he says a couple things. One of the things is he talks about the officiating and the reffing in the game, and he essentially says, "You know what? We have a league where flopping is, accepted, and
Mhm.
people can flop all over the place, and it takes an advantage." And it's just a hot mess. So he was fined by the NBA 50K for his comments. What do you think
Oops.
about NBA players getting on streams and venting their frustrations? Because he also broke down the game, which was crazy because it was less than 24 hours after.
After, yeah.
After.
Well, I mean, uh, sometimes I love it because you get great stuff like what we got from Shiloh Sanders recently telling Mary Kay to go eat a sandwich. I hope we talk about that later.
Hmm.
But sometimes we get gold with that. Other times we get hot messes where, you know, you might be feeling this way and you might be disgruntled and angry about it, but this is not the best way to go about this. And that's the problem with a lot of the, I don't want to say younger kids, but it's true. Like the teens and early 20 somethings, they think they know everything because they've got Google and they know everything more than the rest of us. And he probably thought that he was going to do some good by going out there and complaining about this. But guess what, buddy? I mean, that's been going on for years, centuries before you were born.
I mean, it's only a 75-year-old league, barely 80 years old,
Okay.
barely.
Well, quite a few years before he was born, this has been going on. So maybe the league and the backside will now be like, all right, we got to start paying attention to this because now that he's brought it to everybody's attention by going on social media, they're going to be looking for it. Kind of like how once it came out in social media that the refs were favoring the Chiefs, people started paying
Mhm.
attention. And guess what? That crap stopped. So there's good and bad. The way he went about it, probably not the right way, you know,
Definitely not
but
the right way.
no. And, hopefully he learns from this. Hopefully he doesn't keep going on social and, blowing up his life because, you know, you have the world right here in the palm of your hand. Okay. You're an NBA star. Don't blow it.
Yeah, I always say this, men with microphones, why? You could be going to war, you could be, getting your
We're not
hands
men
dirty.
bashers either. We really
Um,
aren't.
yeah, but uh getting first of all, you're less than 24 hours after you
Mhm.
lose an important game in which in a series you were up 3-1. Not up tied. You were up
Oh.
3-1. Your coach blew a lead. It was really bad. But then less than 24 hours to get on a stream, a live stream, sit down, try to analyze the game, try to see what went wrong, try to see where things like didn't
Yeah,
shake
did
out.
you even watch the tape yet?
Oh my God. It's just one of those things where I think that Jaylen Brown just really needed to take a step back and really say, you know what, I'm gonna take a break at the end of the season. I know we were favored. I know, and everybody in Boston is like, oh, this was a gap year. This is a gap year because Tatum was hurt, but Tatum came back. He played really well. He was out for the game with a knee injury, but you can't say that, oh, like this didn't have any effect on us. You guys were up 3-1. You lost to a team that you hadn't lost to since the 1980s. You lost to a team that's never come back down 3-1 in the playoffs. you there's a lot there, but honestly, I think take the microphones away from the NBA players, please. I'm begging you. Now,
Hi, Nate. Nice to see you too.
yes. Hello, Nate.
I can't put
Um,
up any comments. I'm just a guest today. Autumn took away my privileges.
hey, 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 I did not take away her privileges. It's the way that the stream
S-
is set up.
Sorry, the
Eh,
guys took away my privileges
yes, yes.
because I don't live
Blame
in
double
Ohio.
A. Blame double A.
Double A,
But
give me my privileges back. I can't show comments that Autumn would definitely not put up.
But another NBA story that we're talking about,
Sorry.
it's Austin Rivers is going at Draymond Green. Draymond Green, of course, has his own platform. Like I said, take the microphones away from the men,
No,
y'all.
isn't
Take them
Draymond going
away.
in hard on Angel?
We'll talk
It's
about we'll talk about him
the
later.
vet. The vet.
We'll talk about that later. But
I'm dead.
um
Yeah.
But no, so he goes in on Doc Rivers, and there's this whole notion that Doc Rivers, when he was in the league, got his son a $200 million contract because his son, Austin Rivers, played in LA while Doc was the coach of LA. And Austin has long said, hey, my dad is not the reason why I got it. So it's been a back and forth, back and forth. And Austin came out today and was like, look, he was like, you claim to be a Hall of Fame player, but you're really not a Hall of Fame player. He was like, if you really look at it, you look at the fact that you lucked into your situation because you had a Hall of Fame GM, you had a Hall of Fame coach, you had 3 Hall of Fame players around you, but you drove off Kevin Durant with your mouth and your
Mhm.
attitude. You drive off Jordan Poole by punching him in the face and embarrassing him on the internet. You drive off Andrew Wiggins. You drive off D'Angelo Russell. And he's like, really essentially like playing into the fact that Draymond Green
Yeah.
is really lucky. And I want to examine that. Is he lucky? Because I think so. I think if he wasn't playing in Golden State, I don't think he would still be in the league.
No, and I didn't think when the whole thing going back and forth with the Cavs years ago when LeBron played for them, like I didn't think Draymond was that great of a baller. I mean, you know, it yeah, it was him, Steph Curry, and what's that other guy's name?
Klay Thompson.
Yeah, he wasn't that good either. But I'm loving what's going on with Draymond's social and him going in on Angel. Like I just I love when celebrities go at it because it's just funny to me. Like I can't wait to be that rich and petty.
Honestly, like I said, take the microphones away from men. They don't deserve to have them. Um, any more
Nate said
thoughts?
Nate said that Draymond is cheeks. And you know what? That was one of my first words that I learned from Autumn. It
See,
means his butt.
I'm glad that my Gen Z slang lessons have come in handy. We're gonna touch
I
on the
remember.
Kentucky Derby real quick, and then we're gonna go to a break. Kentucky Derby. This was this past Saturday. I still don't understand the Kentucky Derby. I've tried to understand it for years. Can't understand nothing about it.
It's a
Even
horse
though
race.
there's multiple horse tracks near where I live, and I genuinely don't understand. But there is something very very amazing that happened. It is the 100. First of all, it's the 152nd
Yeah.
Kentucky Derby,
Mhm.
and the horse that won was Golden Tempo. They were a 23-1 odds
Yep.
with their jockey Jose Ortiz. The horse was trained by Cherie DeVoe, and she becomes the first woman in 152 years to win the
Yes.
Kentucky Derby
Good for her. Oh, so freaking awesome. I
without
loved it.
without running in the Preakness Stakes either. And no, and the horse won't actually run in Preakness, so they won't be
Oh, they're not?
eligible for yeah.
The Triple
Well,
Crown. Aw,
hmm
why isn't she running in the Preakness?
I think
Did they
it's
say?
probably no. They haven't said yet,
They made their money already?
but yeah. Hey, She became the first woman ever,
Mhm.
ever in the 152 years that they've
Playing.
been doing. Yeah, she became
Yep.
the first woman ever. But honestly, it's
That's
been
what
a
I think.
like I'm dead serious, y'all. It's been the slowest sports month ever. I don't understand what's happening. Usually it picks up, but it's been super slow. We got the WNBA season starts pretty soon. And before as we're gonna go to the break, I want to talk about something very, 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 very important. And I think this is gonna
Yeah.
continue into the break.
Okay.
This is the Stephon Diggs trial. Have you heard about what's going on
Mm.
in his trial?
I haven't heard about what's going on in his trial. I heard about the stuff that was leading up to him actually having to go to trial.
Yes. So Stephon Diggs, of course, last year during the not NBA, NFL playoffs, was found to be charged with strangulation and assault against his chef at the time. The chef came out and alleged that Stephon choke slammed her, grabbed her around her neck, and assaulted her in his home. He was indicted on charges of
Mhm.
strangulation and assault, and then they went to trial this week. When I tell you, Christy,
Yeah, I need a
you can't what I'm gonna explain to you when we get back. You can't even understand the stuff that has happened in this trial. I
Oh, is
can't
this like a Diddy
understand.
trial?
No, this is much dumber. It's much dumber
Oh,
because I'm baffled at how this even got to trial. I
yeah.
don't understand how this got to trial. I don't understand. And when we come back from break soon, I'm gonna explain I'm gonna give you a whole breakdown, whole rundown because
Sweet.
the things that are happening in this trial make no sense.
Well, let's go to break real quick and come back because I'm
Yes.
excited to hear about this.
Yes, we will be right back. We are going to break. Give us give us give us a couple minutes and we will be
Nate,
right
don't go
back.
anywhere. We're going to be right back.
Yeah. We'll be right back, guys. We'll be right back. I promise. I promise we
All
will.
right. Here comes our first commercial.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network.
All right, welcome back, you guys. Quick little break there, but I'm gonna break down this Stephon Diggs
Yes.
trial stuff. So it was a 2-day trial stemming from the December 2nd, 2025 incident. His former personal chef named Jamila Adams argued that he strangled her and slammed her to the bed. Now, it wasn't a felony assault charge, it was a misdemeanor assault and battery charge. So, I promise you, when I tell you this lady got up on that stand and showed her ass, she got up on
Oh.
that stand and showed her ass.
Oh.
Yeah. So, he was acquitted of all charges because she got up on that stand and showed
I
her
showed her
ass.
ass. Okay, what happened?
So she got up on the stand. She was a defense witness and a prosecution witness. She got up on the stand and she was combative with both her lawyers, the judge, and the defense.
Oh my
And the
god.
prosecution. She was incredibly defensive. And essentially, she admitted that she had a sexual relationship with him, that the two had sort of like a friendship, and she kept referring to him as Steph Diggs. Yeah, me and Steph Diggs. And it was like really weird. It was super weird. She was like, yeah, me and Steph Diggs are doing this, and me and Steph Diggs are doing
Mhm.
that. So essentially, what led to her filing these charges is that Stefan was having relations with a girl named Lauren. He was also having relations with another girl that worked with him. And of course, he had a girlfriend who is, of course, Cardi B.
Ah,
So Cardi B, Stefan, and Jamila, the chef, were gonna go to Art Basel in Miami. Stefan told her, "Hey, I think we're gonna cancel it. We're not gonna go." She got pissed. She got heated, and she was texting him all these different things, calling him a pussy, calling him every name in the book.
oh
And
jeez.
she revealed that she was like, well, I was gonna have matching outfits with Cardi B, which if you're sleeping with him and Cardi's sleeping with him, why would you want to have matching outfits with him?
Because they're in a
Made no
throuple.
sense. So then the incident apparently happens, and then, well, allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly happens,
Mhm.
and then she leaves. And then the next day, she is pictured in high spirits, dancing around, jumping around. There were other
Going,
people
I'm
on
gonna get
his.
that money. I'm gonna get that money.
Well, so she didn't even file. According
Oh,
to multiple people that saw her the days following, she
mhm.
had no bruises, she had nothing like formed or anything. One of the people who was on Stefan's team was like, "Yeah, like I saw her up close and personal," because the defense, not defense, the prosecution asked her. They were like, "Well, if you said she didn't have any bruises, how did you know?" She was like, "She was literally in my face
Right.
multiple times and I could have seen the bruises, but she didn't have any bruising." And essentially, what it came down to is that this woman wanted more money from Stefan, and she was mad that she got fired by him.
Mm.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
he was acquitted of all charges. It was just a 2-day
Good.
trial. And my thing is, how the hell did this go to trial?
Yeah. How to get that far?
How did you get do you know? I'm gonna explain to everybody.
Who
Do you know?
investigated that?
Yes, so you have to have an investigation, number one.
Mhm.
Then after
Detectives.
you Yeah, then after you do an investigation, you have
Mhm.
to go through all the evidence, which is the discovery process. So you
Mhm.
have to subpoena his phone, you have to subpoena her phone, you have to subpoena all these witnesses, you have to
Yep.
talk to everybody. Then you have to bring up articles of indictment and somehow get a jury to indict him. So you got a jury to indict him And then it went to trial. And at trial, she admits to deleting text messages. So she admits to
Mm,
tampering with evidence. So
right.
I'm just baffled at how the hell this went
They
to
got
trial.
that far. Well, what
How?
state were they in again?
Massachusetts.
Well, that explains some of it.
So yeah, he has been acquitted of all charges against him, and he will be finding a new NFL team because of course he got released by the Patriots this offseason. But I think that was mainly because of his performance in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That wasn't because of the
Yeah,
court case.
I was gonna
The
say
Patriots don't give a shit about that.
no, I mean, they got so much crap going on with Vrabel right now, I don't think they're worried about what was going on with Diggs off the field. He's they're concerned about what he does on the field.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, it's Robert Kraft. They really don't care.
right.
But yeah, that's kind of all the sports news we have. We do have some sports pop culture news. Like I said, the Kentucky Derby was this weekend, and of course, we get the
What don't
stars.
you understand about it?
I just don't get it. I don't get why it's so popular. I've never understood
Oh,
why it's so popular. I don't get it. It's just not my
yeah.
thing. And I
It's
don't
an
get why so
excuse.
many NFL players like it. Like the
They
NFL
didn't
really
used to.
likes it.
No, they didn't used to. Like, this has become a newer thing because they see all the attention that it's getting and all the like, it used to be just for the really rich. Like, sports people weren't really into it. They didn't like cross over like that. Now they're all crossing over because they're seeing like, oh, if I go to this event, I can be seen by more people. Just like with NASCAR,
Mhm.
there was a lead singer from oh shoot, I can't remember. It's a heavy metal band, and he was the one that was announcing, for the drivers to start their engines.
I'm gonna say
Um,
Metallica. Was it Metallica?
no, 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 no. It was like it was Slayer, I think. Yeah, Slayer.
Oh, I know who Slayer is.
Um,
I actually do know who Slayer is.
there was a basketball player who was a rookie that played for Dallas that
Mhm.
was in pace car. So like, and of course they're trying to make NASCAR more popular. I mean, it's super popular, but it's of course popular among mostly white males.
I was gonna say it's mainly white people. It's not really a
Yeah.
lot of people that look like me that like
But I'll
NASCAR.
tell you what, Michael Jordan, like his team
Mhm.
that
This
he has
season
with
is doing phenomenal, right?
granted he's got it with Denny Hamlin, right? So Denny Hamlin's been in the sport for, 20 some odd years now. But the team that he's got together, it's they got Bubba
Bubba Watson,
and Bubba Wallace.
Wallace. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just
That's
to show
okay.
you, just
Bubba
to show you
Watson
how
is
much
the
I know.
golfer. Bubba
I
Watson
knew
is
it
the
was, I
golfer.
knew there was a Bubba Watson. I
Yes.
knew. I knew.
Yeah, he's the golfer. But Bubba Wallace and I can't remember the kid that won the 4 in a row, but like there was this other kid that it was like his third ever NASCAR start, and he ended up in the front of the pack because everybody decided to pit, and he stayed out later. And then
Mhm.
they had a caution, and he actually did go in and pit, but he stayed on old tires, which nobody else was doing. And the way that the race went the day before with the lower series, it used to be called the Bush series, like everybody was wrecking. It was crazy, but it's because the storms had gone through, washed all the rubber off the road. But Jordan's kid was running near the front on old ass tires, the third race he's ever started in. And they keep saying it's because Michael was there. Every time he's at the track, what his cars do really well. Well, he didn't win this race. And he's not part owner of Denny Hamlin's car. Otherwise, he would have gotten second place. But it's still just fun to see him out there, seeing how many more different faces are in the stands now. And it's not just adults. The kids are going out there, and it's great because it's more people bringing more people together.
Yes, we
I
love
love it.
that. Um, So no, what I was gonna say about the Kentucky Derby, and we're gonna get to
Mhm.
another. We're gonna get to two more things that happened in Florida over the last week because I want to ask you about something that happened in Florida towards the
Yeah.
end of the show. But
Mhm.
one of the things that constantly has come up from my feed, because as you guys know, this is our sports pop culture segment, and this is where we blend the things we love. And I'm a
Yes.
messy girl. I love mess. And one of my most niche messy things is athlete relationships. I
Yes.
think athlete relationships are a hot mess and they are very entertaining. And
Mhm.
one of the athletes that I am super like every time he comes up, I'm like, I just want to pick your brain. I just want to get in there a little bit. It's Mr. Joe Burrow. So if you guys don't know, Joe Burrow was
Oh.
in a relationship with a woman named Olivia that he met at Ohio State for a very long time.
Mhm.
They were together for almost 10 years. They broke up unexpectedly a couple years ago. It was rumors that they were engaged, but not this past off season, or I think it was this past off season. It was either this past off season or last off season. It was somewhere in during
When he
his
had his house
house.
broken too?
Yes, and
Yeah, it was
the
last
girl.
offseason.
Yes, that was last season.
Mhm.
So the girl that was in there was a
Oh.
influencer named Olivia Ponton. Olivia is a controversial influencer.
Mhm.
She came out as bisexual. She was very much openly in a relationship with a woman. So everybody was like, how are these two dating? How do they even know each other? She's been seen in Cincinnati. Of course, she was on the police call saying, "Hey, I work
Yeah.
for Joe and I live in the house and everything." But when I say Olivia's controversial, I mean she's done some crazy racist things
She
that
works for Joe.
yeah, she worked for Joe.
So she gets paid.
Yes. But
I'm sorry.
Joe is no, it's okay. But Joe has been look, laugh at a racist. I don't care. Laugh at her. She's racist. Um, but Joe has been linked to multiple women outside of Olivia, but Olivia's the only one that he's been seen out with. And everybody's like, girl, get up. He is embarrassing you. He purposely walks in front of her to where it looks like she's chasing after him. Like he walks so far ahead of her sometimes in pictures. It's like, oh, you're embarrassed to be with me. And so
He's
they
been
were
going home with all these other women though lately.
right. And so they were at the
Oh,
Kentucky Derby, and it just brings up the conversation once again of like, girl, like just it's like, have you ever wanted to like shake one of your friends that's in a bad relationship and like, girl, get up, like get up,
yes.
you are. And that's kind of
Mhm.
how the internet has kind of looked at her. They don't look at
Or
him as the
family.
problem. They look at her of being like, girl, get up. Like
Right.
he's not claiming you. You out here living in his house. You being pictured with him. He
You know what
being
that
pictured.
reminds me of? It reminds me of the Rhode Island housewives
Mm-hmm. We'll get
because
we'll get to
yeah,
them.
so pay attention because when we get to that, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. All right.
We'll get to them.
Yep.
But yeah, it was just like a whole thing of like, girl, just get up.
Wow.
But that leads me
You
to
look like an idiot.
another. Yeah, that leads me to another sort of very popular thing that's happened over the last 2 years. F1, of course, has come to America. There are three American races. There is the Miami Grand Prix, the Austin
Mhm.
Grand Prix, and the Vegas Grand Prix. The Miami Grand Prix was this past weekend. Um, it was honestly every time I look at the F1 races, I'm just like, whoo, y'all got money.
Yeah.
Because it's more to me when I look at the F1, it's more about the experience of the people than it is the actual race.
Well, yeah, because I mean, when you go to one of those, it's not like the NASCAR race where you're sitting in the stands, and if you're lucky and you're high enough, you could see all the way around. There's no way
Yes.
you are seeing all the way around that track when you go to an F1 race. It's not possible. So if you're lucky enough, you have a TV nearby where you can at least see what's going on with the rest of the race when they're not flying past you. You can't even tell who's in what place when they go past you anyway. So,
Yes. So yeah, the race this weekend was
mhm.
won by AK Antonelli. He has 25 points. Lando Norris, who I know because of a Miami based show, would always talk about him. He came in
Oh,
second, and then Oscar Piastri came in third. The next F1 race is actually the Canadian Grand Prix.
mhm.
and they won't be back in America until October 25th,
Hmm.
which is the United States Grand Prix, which is in Austin, and then they'll have the Las Vegas Grand Prix, which is November 21st. So you had that, and then to round it all off, you had the Met Gala, and the Met Gala was attended by the most athletes I've ever seen this year. So we had Naomi Osaka, Steph and Aisha, Serena and Venus, Angel Reese, Jimmy Butler, Alyssa Liu, Eileen Gu, not Angel, Asia Wilson was actually on the committee. Paige Bruckers attended, Lindsey Vaughn attended, and she attended without crutches. If you guys don't know, she wiped out real hard during the Olympics and
Yeah.
almost lost the ability to walk.
Almost lost her leg.
Literally, The Rock, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, Sierra and Russell Wilson, Misty Copeland, Russell Westbrook, and then of course we had our favorite fictitious hockey players.
Yes.
We had Connor and
Connor.
Justin attend as well.
Yeah.
It was just a very interesting night. Everybody looked pretty on theme. The theme was costume is art. So
Yeah.
the
Stevie
dresses,
Nicks looked amazing. I
yeah,
didn't
the
see a
dress.
lot of them, but
Oh my god, it was a lot of the you could tell. Look, I'm gonna say this about the Met Gala. I love the Met Gala. I think the Met Gala is beautiful. I think if you do the theme right, it looks
Mhm.
right. And so the theme was costume is art, which means that the outfits, the attire were inspired by
Art.
art pieces.
Yeah.
Specifically paintings, pieces, and some people really went there. Some people really were like, "Ooh, I'm glad." And then some people were just boring. I'm looking at you, Lauren Sanchez Bezos. How you made Scaparelli look boring is still beyond me. That lady made Scaparelli look boring. Scaparelli is one of the most, when I tell you some of the most beautiful things I've ever seen a fashion house make, Scaparelli actually, I think, dressed Asia Wilson. I'm almost positive. But yeah, no, the Met Gala was this past week, and we unexpectedly had to have to go to break again. We will be right back. I promise we will be right back. And after that, we are going to get to Real Housewives of Rhode Island because I'm excited to talk about this episode. This episode was great. But we will
Yes.
be right back after these quick messages.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Yeah, shout out to the
Mhm.
boys for making all those lovely,
Yes.
beautiful commercials. And also shout out to our network sponsors. Of course, we love all of you. But as Christy talked about
Yes.
before we went to for a quick break, let's talk about Real Housewives of Rhode Island. The ladies are in Newport. They are renting a mansion. Kelsey is not even the craziest part of the trip. We
Right.
have Ashley stepping up for Rosie. We have Alicia and Liz low key getting into it, but my favorite part, of course, is Alicia and her obsession with dolls and
Oh my
giving
god.
everybody dolls a that she feels as though represents them. Super weird, but love them so much. But the whole point of this and how we talked about this about people being embarrassed of their significant others. Kelsey, who is openly a former escort and a sugar baby, is
I
in
didn't
a
know she was an
poly.
escort. Oh
Yes, she
lord.
is a
Okay.
escort and a sugar baby.
Okay.
People have found her escort
Mm.
page.
Oh,
So this
okay.
is yeah, this is an open thing that people know
Wow.
about.
All right.
So she was found to be an escort and a sugar baby,
Mm.
and the boyfriend, the
Mhm.
mysterious boyfriend who's in Florida,
Yep.
whose name she can't say on air, um,
Who owns the
it
mansion
can
she lives in?
who owns the mansion she can't lives in. So first of all, it's not even her mansion; it's his mom's house that he let her live in. So he lives in Florida with another sugar baby who's also his baby mama. He also
Oh.
has two older daughters.
Mm.
All of this came out after the episode, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't see all that.
And yeah,
Do I
and
need to
then
watch the after show? Is that what or did you research this? Did you go
I
down a
researched
rabbit
this.
hole? Okay.
I researched this.
Alright, I'll just let you tell
And
me then.
then according to some sources, the only reason why Kelsey was able to talk about him on the show is that it was a known thing that these two were broken up by the show started. So he broke up with her, which is this week. She revealed that her and her boyfriend, and I use
Mhm.
boyfriend in air quotes because that boyfriend is very loose. That they have broken up, but that he still pays for everything in her life,
Mhm.
and that he and even pays for her health insurance
And a car insurance.
and car insurance.
Mhm.
I've
Where
never
did I
seen
go
a.
wrong?
First of all, yeah, where did I go wrong? I tried to get me a sugar daddy, it didn't work right, and most of them want sugar. But um, what do you think of Kelsey and her situation? Because I have some thoughts on Kelsey.
Um, I think that she is the problem that's wrong with a lot of people nowadays. They think that they're just owed stuff for nothing. And she's like, well, you know, I was with him for 9, 10 years. I gave him the best years of my life. And, Liz mentioned her boobs also, and, he bought those for her. So, which to each their own, but like like she's never gonna be able to date another man because um what kind of man would let his woman's everything be paid for by some other dude that she used to, you know, what I just don't understand people.
Yeah, so yeah,
Poor Bill.
Kelsey, yeah. Oh yeah, because she has another boyfriend. She had another boyfriend, and then she claims that this is not a polyamorous relationship, and it's like, girl, this is literally a polyamorous relationship. You have two boyfriends. It's not a throuple. You just have two
And they
boyfriends.
know about each other. The boyfriends know about
Yeah.
each other. But I think she's thinking because the boyfriends aren't in the relationship with her together that it's doesn't count. She just thinks she has 2 boyfriends. So I don't think she really understands the meaning. Like she needs to open up a dictionary or Google.
Yeah, she genuinely doesn't know. So we get that, and then we also get a continuation of her beef with Rosie. Last week, her and Rosie got into it on the boat because she claimed that Rosie did not post her on
Share on social.
Instagram. Yeah. Now, Rosie in the after show did reveal, she said, look, I may not have posted her on Instagram, but she was like, it's not like she was working in a high end salon. She was like, she was in hair school. I went there
Yeah.
because she posted that she needed some people to practice on. She was like, so I went there. She
Mhm.
told me I didn't have to give her money, anything monetary. And then she didn't post anything on social media, but she said she still sent her money. Then she said a couple months after that, she asked if she could do her makeup. She did her makeup, still sent her money. Same thing happened of like her being like, Rosie, I can't believe you didn't post anything. And she's like, you didn't ask me to. She's like, I paid you. You didn't
Mhm.
ask me to post anything. So this week, they were sitting at the table and Kelsey just makes a very weird comment about Rosie being authentic. She was like, I think this is the most authentic you've ever been. I'm so surprised. And she was like, yeah, it was a compliment. And I'm like, where's the compliment in that? Like, you
Yeah.
literally just said this girl is inauthentic. And Ashley kind of clocked it too. She literally was like, that does not sound like a compliment. It literally sounds like you're giving her a backhanded, like a backhanded
Right.
compliment about what you think about her. And this devolves into a whole back and forth between Kelsey and
How
Rosie,
yep.
where Rosie is like, well, Kelsey tells Rosie she's lying about everything. She's lying about her house, the square footage of her house, her relationship, her
Her
husband,
job,
her job,
how
her
she got
health
fired,
issues.
her
Yes,
colitis.
yes. Guys, colitis is literally bleeding out of your butt. She's literally telling this girl that she lied about bleeding out of her butt. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
why?
There's certain things you cannot lie about. Saying I have colitis and that it cleared up once I left my job means that the colitis was brought on by stress.
Stress.
Your stress
I know a
induced
lot about
colitis.
that right now. I
If
don't
you
have
don't
colitis,
know,
but I know a lot about stress.
but if you don't know,
Sorry.
stress can bring about stomach issues. I would know that because I have severe stomach issues.
Oh, I've been waking up covered in sweat just from here up lately, and I asked ChatGPT, and or actually no, my Gemini. I asked Gemini, and Gemini went through a couple of things. Because at first he thought that I might have had food poisoning, but after finding out that I started a new job, that it's 100% commission, that I had to get licensed for it, it's like, yeah, no wonder why you are stressed. My AI has sympathy for my stress.
Yeah,
Stress is
it's
nuts. It
yeah. Stress will
makes you
literally
lose
cause
hair.
everything.
Yeah, it
Yes.
makes you get acne. Like, it's bad. You can gain weight from it, lose weight from it. Stress freaking sucks.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's really bad.
and
But
that's why we
she
watch
just
reality shows.
that's why we yes, a stress reliever. But to sit here and
Mhm.
say, well, Rosie, you didn't actually have colitis. You slept with your boss, and that's why you got fired. Your house isn't as big as you are. And she's like, literally, my husband is renovating our house. Like it was just like
Yeah,
so many things that I'm like, why is she mad at Rosie? I don't understand why she's mad at Rosie. I don't get it. I think she's
I don't
mad at Rosie because Rosie represents what she could be of like I have a
probably.
husband, I have the house, I have all of this stuff, and I don't have all these attachments. And I'm like, if you're just jealous of the girl, just say you jealous of her.
Well, and like I think with oh shoot, now that thought just went straight out the door. With Rosie, um what Kelsey said on the boat was that Rosie posts about everything and everyone. Every time she gets her hair done, every time she gets her makeup done, she's always posting on social about it. So because she didn't post that time that Kelsey's done it for her, she's like, well, you post about everybody else doing your hair and makeup for you. Why couldn't I get, throw me a bone? But still, it's like, are you doing it just because you want her to post for you? So that you
Mm-hmm.
can get more recognition? Like, if that's the case, that's not being a true friend either, you know?
I don't think she wants that. I think she just wants to find an issue with Rosie. That's
Yeah,
kind of what it gives. Like even her like coming in the room at the end of the episode and being like, "Well, Rosie, you're a liar. You've lied about this, that, and the other." I'm like, what has she lied about? She talks about her relationship openly. She's talked about her
mhm,
job openly. She's talked about her house. She's talked about all this stuff. I'm like, everybody's pretty open on this show about what's going on? So how is she a liar? It just was so
Yeah,
weird. And
Kelsey's the
then
only one that's been holding him back about
yes,
anything.
Kelsey's the only one that's kind of been lying to everybody, but I don't know.
Not
Um,
her.
we got a Rula and Brian update. Rula wasn't gonna attend the trip. She didn't want to come to the weird mansion. I understand. Um, they're a weird couple. There's just so much that's going on with them. But then we get Alicia and Liz. So Alicia is talking at the dinner table and she's sharing her struggles and she tells the girl, she's like, yeah, I was homeless. And Liz goes, no, you weren't.
She called her
You
right
were
out. Didn't
not
even.
homeless. And she was like, yes, I was. She was like, I didn't have a home anymore. She was like, girl, you lived with your grandparents. But I understand what Alicia was saying. Yes,
I
she
get
was
what she's saying
homeless.
to you.
Yeah, she was homeless in the sense of that she did not have a home anymore. But she
Right.
was not homeless in the sense of that she was living on the
On the
street. She
street.
didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
She
No.
had somewhere to live.
Yes.
It just wasn't her family home anymore because her dad took the family home and
Mhm.
kicked her and her mom out. So she had to go live with her mom's parents.
Yep.
You weren't homeless.
No, you were not homeless. Your parents just
Oh, wait,
got
wait.
separated.
Let's correct that. She was homeless. She wasn't houseless.
Yes. Yes. She did not have her home. She just it's so strange.
Yeah.
So strange.
But I wanna go
Um
back to Rula and Brian real quick
Brian. Yeah.
because Rula's been told already. Brian is going to do anything and everything to make you leave him. We talked about this last week.
Mhm.
Hello. We were talking about this earlier. Guys making women so miserable that they try to make them leave because they don't want to look like the bad guy or the
Mhm.
asshole or, the it's an ego thing. We all know this guy cheated on his first wife
Oh, and then she
and
claimed, yeah, she claimed in the media that her and the first wife knew each other and that Rula didn't come into the relationship. She said Brian had already been separated from her and that,
oh yeah, I'm sure he's telling the current
yeah.
girlfriend that too.
Hmm. And the current girlfriend is just bold and she's like, you want to keep playing with me? I'm going to keep posting you.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much for Rhode Island. They're gonna continue their trip next episode. We're gonna get more Rosie versus Kelsey. I cannot wait until she calls that girl a slam pig because that just seems like the funniest thing you can call somebody, and I don't
Uh,
understand. Rhode Island slang is insane.
yep.
But let's quickly get to everything else. Below deck down under,
Bye,
Mike
Mike.
finally got fired. Mike got fired because he riled the girls up once again. This time he riled Jenna up. Jenna is actually the good worker.
Yeah,
Jenna goes to Daisy and is like, Daisy, look, he
I'm
did it
done.
again. I can't do it with him. Daisy goes to Mike and she's like, Mike, please stop. And he's like, okay, I will. And she's like, great. And then he started mouthing off again. And she was like, well, you're working till 9. And he goes, I don't care. Like, I bet you I won't. Oh, he also made himself head of the deck stew,
Yeah, he
which
was
is
head of
toast.
department because he was the only deck stew on the ship. So he made himself the head of the department of deck stew, which I think is hilarious. But that's what he was riling Jenna up about because she she is trying to work her way up
Mm-hmm.
to Chief Stew. And so Chief Stew is head of that department. So for him, in order to say that he's ahead of any department when he doesn't even do much is laughable. But like it was laughable. Like to me, I would have thought that was funny too. Like afterwards, he's like, I don't really see what I did wrong. And Alicia was ready to slap him silly.
Yeah. And so they tell Daisy, he mouthing off back, and Daisy was like, you're working till 9 o'clock. He goes, okay, whatever. And essentially,
No, he said n- he said, bet I won't as she was
yeah,
walking out. And so she walked back in and she's like, that's it, you're off the boat.
yeah. She's like, you need to get off the boat. So she goes to Captain Jason. Jason and Joao sit down with him. And look, I'm going to just say this. If Joao got a problem with you, that means you're doing something wrong. Joao is literally the worst. He's so terrible. It's literally in my book, Joao is literally one of the worst people to ever
I'm
be on
really
reality
hoping him
television.
and Daisy, like, they look like they would be so cute together, and if he just was not a jackass, like, I
It's
think they'd
it's
be
just
really good. They're so adorable together. They
it would
look
just be
cute.
her and Gary all over again, and that's even worse. But
Maybe he needs to find the right woman.
he's the
Men
worst.
men, I think, like, they wanna be the dogs and they wanna be assholes and everything until they find that one. And then that's when they turn in to the sweet little puppy dogs, like Harry.
Yeah, Harry, I miss him.
I
Miss
miss
him all the
Harry.
time.
What if they
Um,
brought him back?
they should. But yeah, Mike is fired. I'm
Hi,
not
Mike.
going to miss his filled in lips, his Lego hair. He went and got
Shiny face.
a hair transplant from Turkey, so he's rocking the Turkey hair transplant hairstyle right now. But yeah, so that was below deck. The valley, we kind of had honestly, the valley's just so weird. We had Lala weirdly saying it's like a hive mind talking about Kristen, Zach, Jasmine, Danny, and Nia, saying that the group is floating over to Danny and Nia because Danny and Nia are unpopular, which is not at all
No.
what is happening. It's
No,
just
they
that Janet.
each will have problems with Janet.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why it's a hive mentality is because they all have something in common of the fact that Janet's been shitty to them.
Yes, absolutely. So Janet and Zach sit down and they kind of talk things out. Janet, once again, being a villain, is like, I don't even care. I'm gonna say sorry until this conversation ends. That means you're not taking any accountability for what you've done,
Right.
and how you made these people feel. And then her and Kristen share a peace pipe, because Kristen found out she had weed, and they were like, yeah, let's smoke some weed together.
I you know what?
Um,
I'm right there with Kristen. You could be you could be my ex-husband. If you got weed, I'm gonna come smoke.
but yeah, it's honestly, it's what it is with them. We know in the coming weeks that they're going on a trip this next episode, which is airing tonight.
San Diego,
Um,
right?
yes, they're going to San Diego, which is super weird, but all right. They really like California. They really like going places in California. They've
Yeah.
been to Big Bear. They went to was it Santa Barbara last year?
Well, didn't Vanderpump go to San Diego?
Yeah, I think so.
They were at Alcatraz, remember? Or not Alcatraz, but they were, yeah, by the Golden. No, that was
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it was San Francisco, but still, they leave California. Like, why not leave California?
Yeah, I know California is big, but it's your first cash trip. Like, but also I
Mm,
do realize that all of them, some of them
babies.
do have little babies, so yeah, they kind
Yeah,
of have to stay
true.
within
Yeah.
California. A Summer House, when we finally got to the fight episode, more and more that I watched this show, I realized that Amanda and Wes are the most diabolical people out there. There have been three audio leaks. I cannot wait to watch their reunion. Southern Hospitality, they are in the Dominican Republic. Emmy is still being Emmy. This girl makes my blood boil. Um, Beyond the Villa, I don't understand what's going on that show. Somehow Pepe is the
Ah,
villain, but then now his arc of episodes is over because he's only on 4 episodes. But
wait, was?
yeah, he was only on four
Oh,
episodes.
okay.
Um, Now we have Austin and Grayson
Yeah.
dating, but Grayson being hurt by
Mm,
Austin because
they were
Austin
sleep
is,
buddies.
yeah, I'm like, you, and they're like, well, you did the same thing to Jaden that you did to me. And it's like, y'all, Austin is not the prize, y'all. I'm begging
No,
y'all.
he has said before he's a man whore. He said that on Love Island. Like, he said he's a slut. So don't expect anything from him.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
maybe she thought she was the one that was going to make him turn from a dog into a puppy. But like,
but yeah,
obviously he
so
was
yeah,
keeping her at arm's length, but
yeah, he was, yeah, but he's actually dating a girl. Her name is Raven Johnson. So he's dating her. Now, Charlie and Coco are possibly dating as well.
What?
Yeah, that's a whole thing right there. On
Chris
the
is so
show,
stupid.
yeah, Chris is Chris. But everybody has pointed out that every single girl had the same complaint with Chris. Chris was very nice to them to start,
Mhm.
but he literally did the bare minimum. And then once they got to the point where it was like, okay, let's do more, he just didn't want to do more. He wanted to be the princess and the relationship. And like I say all the time, who gonna be the boy?
Right.
Who gonna be the boy? Because
Yeah.
I better not be the boy.
No,
You gotta be the boy. Who gonna
exactly.
be the boy?
You're the
Okay.
man, be the man. If you're a man, be the man.
Yeah, so Beyond the Villa is going to keep airing. Also, we have a Love Island cast announcement coming this week. This Friday
Yay.
will be the announcement. I think the show starts June 3rd. I'm
Yeah, I
almost
know it's sometime
positive.
in June.
It's usually the first week in June. Yes, it will be June 3rd. It'll be June 2nd or 3rd. Around there is when the show will start. And we will have so much to talk about. But we do have to talk about a couple more things before we get out of here. Taylor and Dakota went to court this past week. Ironically enough, the day we went off air very early, because it was Chris's
Mhm.
anniversary. So they went to court. Some things happened. So number one, they were granted mutual protective orders against each other.
Oh, Jesus.
So a judge literally legally put it into terms that these two cannot be together. So they
Yep.
can't keep going back and forth with each other. No.
Nope.
They have protective orders against each other
I
that they
listen.
have to stay away from each other. The judge also came to an agreement that both Taylor and Dakota have some issues and that they have to both undergo domestic violence and mental health screenings.
Good.
The lawyer for their young son was like, hey, I'm still worried, even though they have protective orders against each other, mainly Taylor, because Taylor's out of control behavior,
Yeah.
specifically for the video of her
Yeah, she's
throwing.
psycho.
Yes. But we all knew this because it was in episode 1 and she fully was like, yeah, I pled guilty because I knew I did that and it's not like I
Right.
can lie and say I didn't. But it was also revealed during court that Jesse Draper,
Mhm.
Taylor's castmate,
Mhm.
revealed that Dakota was in fact the one who sold the video to TMZ, like we all knew. So it's in court record that this man sold the video to TMZ, but the judge did say this. The judge said the Taylor's behavior out of control, crazy. She needs to get her anger under control, but he also turned and said Dakota is way worse because he's more calculating. He's
Mhm.
more
He
manipulative.
fluctuates.
Yes, he was like, in all the videos that I watched, he said, it's not like you were trying to stop her. He
Right.
said, all the videos, especially with your child, you had your child right here and your phone right here. So instead of getting your child away from the danger, from the chaos, from
Mhm.
everything that's going on, you in fact egged it on.
Yep. And push the
So
buttons.
so the judge literally was like, I don't think either of you should be together. I think both of you are toxic to each other. And essentially he was like, legally, you need to not be together. They picked up filming back for season 5. As we know, Jessie is getting a divorce from her husband. She also made out with Chase. She also made out with Marciano
Mm.
at the Hulu Gets Real event. And then she's also now dating one of Taylor's contestants from The Bachelor.
Oh.
Also, the guy that Taylor chose from The Bachelor. She's trying to get back together with him. They've been seen out together. She got engaged to him, and then he came to visit her, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work."
Oh, but now she's changed her mind because everybody sees what a
Yes,
psycho she is, and she wants to lock him down.
maybe. I don't
Probably.
know. Probably. But she so they are apparently trying to give their relationship a try. They announced Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Orange County version.
Oh,
And it
Jesus.
features Aspen Ovard and what's her name? Bobby Anteloff, who is a internet personality. And then Whitney finally decided to leave the show. Good for Whitney. Honestly, she really didn't need the show. She really wasn't a factor like how she was in the first couple seasons,
Yeah, she's
over the
living on
last
her own
couple
now.
seasons. So yeah, good for her to leave the show. And then I want to leave you on this. I know we've talked about Love Island a lot, and we've going into a new Love Island season, but we are
Mhm.
still dealing with this issue. Y'all, Nick and Alandria have been together for a year.
Aw, they're so cute. I love
They've been
them.
together for a year. They publicly post each other. She posted a Coachella vlog. He was on it.
Mhm.
He openly talks about how much he's like loves her, how she's the most beautiful. They are together. Nick recently did a photo shoot for Vulture magazine. Vulture magazine did a whole reality TV show
Mhm.
like spread, and it
Yep.
featured like Nick, Amaya, Ariana, like just a bunch of
Mhm.
people, right? But for some reason in this article, they still keep thinking that Nick and Alandria's relationship is some kind of PR thing. I don't understand it. So they essentially
Uh,
call Nick a bumbling idiot because of his whole mommy, mamacita, all of that thing.
no, he's just funny.
I'm like, you mean a moment where he was clearly trying to break the ice and trying to make her feel comfortable
Right.
about telling her that she's a mom. Then they tried to say, well, he's an opportunist because he knew about the fame while he had the show. And it was like, they literally didn't know anything,
Yeah.
even then, until their parents said something. And even then, once the parents said something, they really didn't believe it.
Right. They were in shock that Nicolandria was a thing and that everybody
Yeah.
loved them so much. You know what the problem is? Is he is a likable guy
Hmm.
and she is a beautiful, beautiful, like drop dead gorgeous, strong black woman.
That girl is beautiful. Like when I say she is
Yeah.
stunningly beautiful, everything I've seen her in is since.
She
And by
looks
the
like
way,
a freaking porcelain doll.
she was supposed to be at the Met Gala. Some things fell through, and I'm like, she would have, if her being at the Met Gala would have
Oh my
put
gosh.
Love Island in another echelon. It would have
Yeah.
put them in another echelon.
And she would have been the
Almost
perfect person for it too.
literally, especially for this theme. But
Yeah.
it just like is an insult to because again, because they've been together for a year. They've been together for a
Like
year
I said, people don't like nice guys. He's a nice, funny, goofy, adorable little white boy.
from Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
and people can't stand it when other people are happy. So, like, hopefully they just ignore it all.
yeah. So
I can't wait to see their babies. They're gonna be gorgeous.
literally, I can't wait till they get married. They're gonna get married and
We're getting
everything.
off in a
We know
second,
this.
Dom. Right? Yeah. Amazing, cute little babies.
Yes. So I have one more thing before we leave, before we get off the air.
Yes.
Christy, it was a big, big week for Tampa. Do you know what happened last week in Tampa and how
Nope.
big it was for Tampa?
No.
Last week, BTS invaded
Oh,
Tampa.
jeez. This is why I don't know.
BTS invaded
If I was
Tampa.
25, I would have known.
I'm like, how did you not? Like they played 3 sold out shows at
We're
Raymond
2
James
hours south
Stadium.
of there. I went to a hockey game. Like,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Um and honestly, I wanted to know like what like how was it during that whole weekend? It was from I think it was from like Friday. No, it was from Saturday to Tuesday of last week. Was it like crazy down there?
Um, if it was this past Saturday,
Not this past
the
Saturday, Saturday
okay, the week
before.
before. Well, like I said, I was at the hockey game Saturday, and we're 2 hours south of there. So, literally, like, had no idea. Like, there's no billboards around here. Like,
Oh,
nothing.
it was nuts. Like,
And I don't listen to local radio stations except
mhm.
for like, if I have the local radio station, I hate to say it, but it's usually on country. But usually I'm listening to Spotify. In fact, a guy sitting at a stoplight in Fort Lauderdale um, heard me thumping. I had on my Tupac radio, and we have a bass tube in the Silverado or
Mhm.
in the GMC, and yeah, he heard it and he mouthed, "Is that you?" And I started laughing and I turned down Big Papa and I say, "Yep, I've been listening to him and Tupac and Dre and DMX and all morning." And he says, "Oh, that's the kind of mood you're in, huh?" I said, "Yeah, I'm feeling a little gangster today."
Yeah, they were apparently yeah, they were in Tampa. They stayed in St. Petersburg.
Yep,
Yes.
that's
Yep.
nearby. That's right around the
Yeah.
corner from Tampa.
So I mean, it looked crazy. It looked nuts, and I wanted to get an opinion from someone who lived there, but you weren't even near there, ma'am.
No, I'm south of there. I'm literally 2 hours south of Tampa and 2 hours west of Fort Lauderdale.
So you're kind
Actually,
of in the
West
middle.
Palm. West
So
Palm
you're
is
kind
like
of
no, I'm
so,
down in the south.
no, like what, like in the middle of like it takes you 2 hours from like the
Mhm.
Miami, West Palm, like
Yep.
all that lovely jazz, and then 2 hours from. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
kind of like smushed in the middle.
You wanna know the main road that's by here that runs?
Is it
It's called
75?
well, yeah, but it's called the road that runs parallel to that is called Tamiami Trail because it goes from Tampa to Miami.
The
It goes
Tamiami.
south of 75 through the swamp.
Oh, the Tamiami. I've
The
heard of the
Tamiami Trail.
Tamiami.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christy,
Yeah, we've been on here for a while.
yeah, we have been on here for a while. Shout out to all of those who watched us. Yes,
Especially
shout
Nate.
out to you, Nate. Yes, I know you live in Cincinnati. I saw all your comments. Subscribe to us on
Please.
YouTube at Jersey Chasers. Please, 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 please,
Nate's our only subscriber.
please. We're almost at 20. We're almost at 20 subscribers.
Yes.
We're almost there.
All
Our
right.
shorts do really, really well. But subscribe to us on Jersey Chasers. You can always catch new
Please.
episodes, segments, clips, you name it. We gotta follow us on Instagram at Jersey Chasers and on TikTok at Jersey Chasers Pod. And of course, listen to us wherever you get your podcast, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeart, Spotify, wherever you get them. Listen to us on there. Also,
Yeah.
the Inside Edge Network, the network that houses us, that sponsors us, that loves us.
Yes.
Check them out on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, anywhere you get your podcast.
They're everywhere.
Subscribe on YouTube, and of course, support our network sponsors. Click that lovely, lovely, lovely QR code in the box, and you will get so much, so many goodies, just so many goodies. Please, please,
Yeah.
please support those that support us. Well, we got to get going, and we will see you next week. Oh, you can catch me on Friday here on the network at Mike Check Take Two. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. I think I've been looking at a computer today a little bit too long.
On the south. Blah, blah, blah.
Also catch any of the Cavs post game shows. I will be on the one next Monday and next Friday, apparently.
Yeah. Easy, girl.
Double H kill me. So hey,
Have fun.
I'm begging y'all, please just win and within a reasonable time. I didn't go to sleep till 2 o'clock in the morning this weekend, and I had to work the next day.
It's
I'm
another
begging
reason why I
you.
don't watch basketball.
I'm begging you, just win at a reasonable time. But yes, we have been the Jersey Chasers. We love you, and we will see you next week.
Bye bye.